Hey everybody. Okay, so I promised you my husband's ham and beans, and he's gonna make it today. So you might hear him talking a little bit, but we're gonna show you how to do this. Oh, Noah's in here too. So we have
Noah wants the bacon.
Noah wants the bacon, yeah. So we have a ham, or we have ham that's left over. Our big pot. What is that? 2 cups of onions? 2 cups of onions. How much bacon?
2 pounds.
2 pounds of bacon. He's
Ends
soaked.
in pieces.
Oh, ends in pieces.
Much cheaper than bacon.
There you go. Less cheaper than bacon, guys. And then yesterday he soaked how many pinto beans?
6 cups.
6 cups of pinto beans. I will let him tell you guys the recipe because this is his. I don't know how to do this. Well, I kind of do, but he does it much better than I do. So, gonna let him tell you guys what to do.
Really?
Yes.
I thought I was cooking and you were narrating.
So he just put in there half a cup of butter in the pot. All right. So you put garlic in it too?
Half cup butter.
Half cup butter. Do you need garlic? Shh. Yeah. And the 2
cups of diced onions.
There you go.
You just need to get them started. Start sweating down the onions until they're translucent. Over a medium flame.
There you go. And use real butter, guys, not margarine.
Some people make a mistake of putting garlic in now.
That would be me.
And if you put garlic in now and cook it with the onions, it gets too hot and it tends to be bitter. So after you cook down the onions and you add in the bacon and brown the bacon and you can reduce the heat is when you'd want to add your garlic. While we're sweating the onions, come to your ham, which is kind of leftover, but not really leftover. So I am going to take this spiral sliced ham,
which was really yummy,
and cut around the bone and remove a few layers for dinner.
Ooh.
Because with all the bacon we have, we really don't need that much ham in the pot, but we do need the bone.
So is that going to be our Easter dinner or our hangover souffle? Or we have another.
Maybe even both.
We have another awesome recipe coming for you guys. Probably later on this afternoon that we do. It's a family tradition from my husband's side, and it's become mine and my girl's favorite thing. One of my daughters makes it all the time. It's an Easter tradition for my husband, Christmas. It's called hangover souffle, and we're going to show you how to do that later on. But it is awesome. Can't get enough of that one. But this recipe, get my fingers out of here. This recipe is ham and beans. This is amazing. And if we have a lot left over, I will can this, and I'll show you guys how to can it. Really, really simple. Tastes as good as the day that he made it, if not better. Once this is done, we'll eat it tonight, I'm sure. But the next day and the next day and the next day, it always tastes better. So, yeah, it just gets better after you first make it. And after you can it, it tastes the same. It's really awesome. It cans up really, really well. It's a great way to use your extra ham that you have left over from Easter dinner if y'all are having ham for Easter. I know this holiday is going to be a little bit different than most holidays with all of us quarantined at home and separate from our families. So if you had planned ahead and bought a big ham, maybe you're not going to use that whole ham. And this is one way to use the leftovers.
Okay, so the onions are all sweated down. Translucent in color. You can increase your flame and add your 2 pounds of bacon pieces and parts, which is probably 50% the cost of real bacon.
Yeah, it's so much cheaper.
So
I think
much cheaper.
I think it's like $6 for
And just as
5
good.
pounds or something like that. Parts and pieces. We get it at Smart and Final,
Smart and
I think,
Final.
right? Yeah. If you guys have a Smart and Final, I believe it's cash and carry in some states. It's the same store. It's yummy already. It smells amazing, you guys. I wish we had Smello video.
Smell-o-vision?
Yeah, Smell-o-vision. They don't like when I bang on the pots, babe. It's loud on the video.
Oh, is it loud on the
Yeah,
video?
it is
I won't
loud.
bang- I
Sorry,
won't bang
guys.
hard on the pot.
Okay.
So then I took the rest of the ham on the cutting board and just cut some of the big pieces off the bone because it's all going in the pot.
Oh, the whole bone, right?
The whole bone, all the
whole
meat.
bone. Oh, all of that's going in there?
All of that is going
Wow.
in the pot.
That's awesome. How much would you say is there? It looks like a lot on the video. It almost looks like a whole ham to me on the video.
Well, it's the ham bone and all of the solid ham at the bottom that wasn't
Look at that.
cut into.
It's pretty big though.
spirals.
This was, what, a 6-pound ham or more?
It wasn't that big.
We got ham on sale, I believe after Christmas it was on sale. I want to say Christmas, and we bought several of them. We bought, I think, 3 or 4. So we've been using them. Always buy in bulk. And yes, you can can the ham. If you have leftover ham, you can can it. There's a lot of fat on ham, so you just can it. Kind of follow my chicken video with using no water. You can just put it in a can. It will make its own juice and can it up. So I don't think I'll be doing that with this. I don't think we'll have enough left over.
You just want to render down some of the fat and get it into a liquid state in with those onions. And I'm banging on the pot again.
Well, at least it's not one of the metal spatula because I get yelled at.
I never
with
use
my
metal.
viewers
I
for
always
that.
cook with wood.
Yes.
Okay, so you need a teaspoon of salt. Not a lot of salt. There's already a lot of salt in the pork. Already a lot of salt in the bacon. So a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of white pepper.
White pepper's kind of hard to find.
If you don't have white pepper, you can use black pepper. I would use probably twice as much because white pepper is a little bit more potent.
White pepper's spicy. So you can see this big container that we have been using this for years. Got this at Smart and Final, half price off years ago. And keep it in a cool, dry place, and it will stay forever. As long as you don't get it, the moisture doesn't hit it.
Okay.
You can also put it in smaller containers or jars and use your food saver to seal it.
Okay, at that point you turn your flame down to low.
Okay, you can see that, guys. That's amazing, and it smells so good. Oh, here comes the good stuff.
And now that the heat is lower, you can add your garlic.
We need more garlic.
2 heaping tablespoons of garlic. Should be good.
Or more if you guys like more garlic. We love garlic, so.
No shortage of garlic.
Actually, we are short of garlic. We need more. We go through one of those things. What is that, a pound of garlic? We go through one of those containers very quickly. Maybe one every month and a half, 2 months. I'm replacing it. And I use fresh garlic.
Okay, stir that up.
That's so good.
Ham bone goes in the bottom.
There you go.
Add the other ham pieces. That will cook down nicely and give these beans a lot of flavor.
It's good. Smells even better.
Okay, vegetable stock. And this is a 32 ounce or 2 pound box of vegetable stock. In the past, I've made my own. I've made my own vegetable stock. I've used bouillon cubes. Boxes are really easy.
Yeah, that. And that's stock, you guys, not broth.
Okay, 6 cups
There we go.
of pinto beans that were soaked and washed and rinsed.
So these soaked overnight.
Soaked overnight, cleaned. Okay.
And this is a big pot, so this is going to make a lot of ham and beans. We always have some left over. And like I said, I can this, and it's so good. But it lasts in the refrigerator. How long will it last once it's done?
It's beans and cured meat. It'll last at least a week and a half in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
At least.
We eat off of it quite often. If it lasts that long in our house. But
we usually eat it before it lasts that long.
yeah. It's total comfort food. Total comfort food. And who doesn't need comfort food right now?
So you increase the heat to high. And you start adding water. And you want to add water until you have about 2 inches of water above your pre-soaked beans. Because they won't absorb that much more.
And this comes out pretty thick. It's not a soupy thing at all. It's pretty thick and it's really good.
So it's looking like I'm putting in probably about 16 to 20 cups of water.
That's a lot of water, but it doesn't come out soupy because it simmers all day.
Okay, and at that point, and we're on a high heat. I lost my spoon. Okay. You want to kind of mix it around. Try not to disturb the bone from the bottom. The bone is in the very center of the bottom. That way when you get it up to a boil and reduce the flame is sitting on the bone. So if it burns anything, or if anything sticks to the bottom, it'll be the bone that you're going to remove and throw away, and not your ham and not your beans.
Awesome. I don't think you've ever burned this.
I've never burnt it.
Nope.
But it's possible.
It smells so good.
So at that point, I put the cover on.
Look at that. Dinner in less than 15 minutes.
In less than 15 minutes,
Yeah.
it won't be ready for 16 hours.
I mean, you put it together in less than 15 minutes. Okay. Anything else?
So I normally start this a little bit later in the day. I usually start it in the afternoon so I can get it up to temperature and put it on a very, very, very low simmer. And I let it low simmer all night long till the next morning. But I'm starting this earlier in the day. It'll probably be done about 9:30 this evening.
And it's just about 12:30 right now.
So all you have to do is put it on high heat until you start seeing bubbles rise from the bottom. Not quite yet. I see little ones starting to come up. You don't want to bring it to a rolling boil, but as long as you see the bubbles rising from the bottom, you can move it over to a lower flame.
Okay. I'm sure it's hot.
Oh, it's hot.
See all my jars in the background. I'm running out of sauce. I'm going to have to do that again pretty soon too.
So I go to a smaller burner. On a medium to low flame. If I had a big burner that turned down far enough, I'd leave it on a big burner on low. But ours need to be adjusted on low. They almost boil stuff.
Yeah, they're great for canning though.
They're great for canning. Okay, and I will let it simmer for, like I said, about 6 to 10 hours.
Okay, and then we'll show you guys the results. So, a huge thank you to my husband for joining me on his very first video. I know I didn't get his face, but, well...
You'd be glad.
No, they're not going to be glad. I don't usually go on video either, you know. I like to be behind the camera, not really in front of it, but, anyway, thank you to my husband for joining us and for making this amazing, delicious recipe. And I hope that you guys will try this when it's all done and you see what it comes out like. It's an easy recipe. It's very filling, cost effective. If you're using leftover ham, it's great. If not, you can get pieces of ham that you can buy at the store or, you know, whatever you have. Even the canned ham you can use and it'll be good. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Please hit that bell and hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. Please let me know that you're here and more videos to come. See you guys later. Have a great Saturday. Bye. Say bye, babe. Say bye.
Bye. See you next time.